Michael Penix will start for the Atlanta Falcons against the Chargers post-bye week. What does Lee Corso say? Not so fast, my friends. And that's what's not going to happen. And here's why. Kirk Cousins is the guy going forward, and he will be this year. And here's the reason why I think Kirk Cousins is the guy going forward. Matt Ryan said it best. Kirk Cousins gives you the best chance to win the game, and he's led multiple game-winning drives for the Falcons this year. I'm not saying Michael Penix couldn't do that, but you kind of lean on a guy, or you lean on the guy who can take you there, who you seen can take you there, rather than a guy who has the potential to take you there. Also, they're paying Kirk Cousins $160 million, and it wouldn't look great if they used him for 9 games. So I think there's a lot of other factors into it. Kirk Cousins still is an elite processor. He still is getting the max value out of the guys around him. And Kirk Cousins, despite what you say, the Atlanta Falcons are still winning their division. They're 6-5, and a lot of people had him at 6-5 at this point. So I wouldn't say he's underperforming, but he's really not overperforming. He's pretty much where people think they are. Now, why are people bringing this up? Why do people say Michael Penix should start? And what is the overall dissatisfaction coming from regarding the Atlanta Falcons? And it comes mainly from their recent loss to the Denver Broncos. And before I go any further, please stick to the end of the video, because I'm going to tell you when exactly I anticipate Michael Penix to be the starter, running out for the Atlanta Falcons and leading the charge. Now, when it comes to the Denver Broncos game, there was a lot of bad, a lot of ugly, and there was a lot that you could blame. You can point fingers at a lot of things. At the end of the day, I don't think Kirk Cousins was the thing you could point finger to. I honestly would put the blame on 100% the coaching staff. And here's why. The Atlanta Falcons didn't look like it was one offensive stop away, one offensive drive away. It didn't look like it was one defensive stop away. This team looked terrible against the Denver Broncos. And I think it comes down to what I've heard in the media. They didn't really have a great practice. And on Wednesdays, they walked through. They didn't even practice on Wednesdays. And I think the team, the coaches, and the game plans were set to get us by this game so we can get into the bye week. We can heal up. We can get our mentals right. We can get a break. And it showed. Denver was ready. They were ready to play. They were trying to win. They know this impact of this game in their future. And the Atlanta Falcons were like, if we win, we win. That's good. If we don't, we'll be all right. And that attitude showed in the game. Now, I would say this as well. We better hope that the Atlanta Falcons can put together game plans going forward. Because that recent game plan that Jimmy Lake and Zach Robinson put together was absolutely atrocious, but it also felt rushed. It felt last minute, and it felt like there wasn't much effort. It was like let's just do this really quick. Let's just do this presentation really quick. So we might not get an A on the presentation, but as long as we get a C, we'll be good. And that's what happened against the Denver Broncos. Now, going forward, this is a big debate. When are we going to see Michael Penix versus Kirk Cousins? I will say this. We probably won't see Michael Penix. Barring an injury, we won't see Michael Penix this year. And depending on the result of next year, I think in a great situation, if the Falcons are 8, let's just say this, after 10 games, if the Falcons have 6 wins, Kirk Cousins is going to be the starter for that entire year. At 10 games, let me just say this as well, if the Falcons win the division this year, they'll have a tougher schedule. At 10 games, if the Atlanta Falcons are 3-7, 4-6, we'll see Michael Penix next year. And more specifically, if the Falcons are in the same situation they are now, 6-5, a few games ahead in the division, but still could potentially lose the division, we will see Michael Penix. I think Michael Penix playing is a lot closer than people anticipate, but there still is a high probability we won't see him in a while. I think the anticipated target date, and this is shown in the Kirk Cousins contract, and this is shown with all the media results and reports, is Michael Penix to play, if not late next year, early the 3rd season. And Michael Penix showed some good things against Denver, but I still, especially seeing the landscape of the rookie quarterbacks right now, I still don't think Michael Penix is ready to start right now. Now, give him a year and a half under his belt. I think he's the best option for the Atlanta Falcons, especially when it comes to their future. But for right now, you can go ahead and mark my words. There's going to be no changes at QB. Kirk Cousins is the guy for a couple years, this year and probably the majority of next year. But after that, Atlanta Falcons fans, get ready because you will see arguably one of the best quarterbacks in Atlanta Falcons history suit up and start for the first time. And when we see that, we won't see another quarterback do it as good as him until the next 15 years when we're looking for another quarterback. But if you agree or disagree, leave a comment down below. Let me know. And if you want to see more videos like this, check this one out right here. And like always, peace.